winner. You've got the product. It's right here. The product's the winner. Everybody needs to cleanse their body. This isn't about weight loss. If you're living, breathing, what is our market? Is it the 60 to 80% of people that are overweight? Or is it everyone that's inhaling? What is our market? You have the product. The business plan. Is it proven? Well, in 7 years, think about this. We have less distributors than a couple of the big companies that you're familiar with here locally. Juice companies. We have less distributors than those people, yet we have more million-dollar earners. Did you catch that? Less people, more million-dollar earners. What does that equate to? I would say that the easiest way to judge the fairness, the generosity, validity of an income plan would be how many million-dollar earners they have. That's pretty profound. We have like 36 altogether now. 38, I think.
38.
38. 38. 7 years old. Think about this. Timing. This is not great coming from a 28-year-old kid, but because I have limited life experience. But is 7 years old for a network marketing company? Did you know that only 1 in 1,000 makes it to their 5th birthday? It is old, but I'm talking in relation to the opportunity. Do you know how many active distributors there are in Isagenix? A couple 100,000. Do you know how many there will be? Several million. You know how many are in Amway, New Skin, USANA? Millions. We're just a little tiny company, in my opinion, getting ready to go really, really big. How does a couple with 5 kids, homeschooled out of New York, Herb and Patty Cepeda, they just got started 18 months ago. Within their first year, they went 5-star, 100 cycles a week. Times it by $54, that shows you what they made within the first year. Within 18 months, they went 6-star, maxed out the compensation plan at 250 cycles a week. They did that within the last 18 months. Does that tell you anything about timing? They're going around to everybody that's talking about, oh, saturation, people have heard about Isagenix, blah, 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 blah. And they're going around and they're kicking those people in the butt. And they're going, now, especially during the recession, is the time to really hit this thing, and we haven't even scratched the surface. So I'm trying to paint this picture of all the different elements. The network marketing industry. Paul Zane Pilzer says it's in the next, coupled with the health and wellness industry, it's the next trillion-dollar industry. Paul Zane Pilzer was an economist for several different presidents of the United States. He says that more million-dollar earners, million-dollar millionaires, so to speak, will be made from network marketing than were made from the computer boom. This is why you're hearing all this stuff about network marketing. Let me give you compelling evidence. The guy that I put you on the phone with today, Brad, is framing my house. He's a neat guy. He's a great guy. You know what he's doing? He's framing for years, 20-some-odd years. Framer. I'm building an adjacent office to my home. It's one of my dreams, is to have an adjacent office. And so I'm talking to him. You know what? This guy's been hurting so bad during this recession. Guess what? He gets up at 3 in the morning and he goes and cleans movie theaters. And he cleans movie theaters from 3 to 8. And then he goes straight to framing from 8 till 4:30. He's over 12 hours a day working, trying to survive. I feel like a selfish pig if I don't share Isagenix with him. Look what it's done for me. I'm so fortunate. There's a lot of people hurting like that. People in this room are hurting like that. Did you know that the president, the CEO of Isagenix was the vice president of the Cambridge Diet? Did you know that the Cambridge Diet, who's heard of it? Raise your hands. It's in the 80s. Did you know that they shattered records for growth in network marketing, did $1 billion within their 2nd year in sales? Did you know that he was involved with that growth? And guess what is so, it's just like, wow, no kidding. That growth happened in the early 80s. I was born in 1980 during a recession. And that's when that company went, pow. And you should see our president and CEO, if you haven't seen him lately. I mean, he is like, it's like he, you watch me drink all that water, it's like he drank 10 of these every presentation. He's running around because you know what? He knows something that we all don't know. He knows something about timing. He knows what can be done in this economy. He knows why Herb and Patty Cepeda went 6-star within 18 months. 250 cycles a week. Times it by $54, you know what they made in a week. It's residual income. Keeps coming. Took my daughter on a zoo trip. It's a daddy-daughter date. This was about, you didn't even know this, maybe about 10 days ago. I woke up, I was like, I don't know, it was weird. I was like, I haven't been to the zoo in years. And then I was like, I feel like doing something with Lily, Since the new baby, I don't spend as much quality time with Lily. And so I canceled a couple appointments. I grabbed Lily. We went and did our daddy-daughter date. It was on a weekday. It was great because the zoo wasn't crowded. And you know what? I came home. Actually, I took her out to dinner. We came home. That evening, I checked my cycles. Had I worked that day? I cycled 60 times that day. Times it by $54, you know what I made in a day without working. That is residual income. That's profound to me. I mean, if you don't get that, how powerful that is, that's called leveraging. Leveraging networks of people to create wealth. People sharing with people, because while you're not working, they are out there doing it. You can all have that. So, in closing, Clint, would you mind just coming up here? You look so gosh darn good. Come on.
Cleaner than I've been when I've been over
Come on, Clint. I'm not going to make you act like a gorilla.
I can do it. I don't care. I don't know.
Now, this is Clint Stocking. He's an incredible man. He's a very spiritual man. And I recognize something in him. He has a lot of presence.